And back at Pewborn Park, you're listening to News Talk 101.5 and .5 Digital. This is the home of the Tennessee State Little League 11 and 12. They call it the 12 and under tournament. And, of course, last night, the Jackson 7 and 8 Little League team won the state title over Tullahoma. And I just learned that Tullahoma, though, won the 9 and 10 title.
Is that right?
Yes.
You know, it's funny. They could have actually Tullahoma could have taken 3 championships yesterday. You know, they lost our guys over there, and last night we just happened to come back and beat them, and it'd have been a 3-game piece there.
Well, according to what I was given by the Tullahoma people, the 9 and 10 championship was almost a week ago.
Oh, is that right?
Not quite, but almost a week ago. But a lot of great play, and we're looking forward to it. For people in Jackson, a lot of the old-timers are starting to show up. I mean, people that played on the state teams of the 60s, and I saw Woody Williams here, and he played on the team that actually won the state title in '63. And, of course, South Nashville, last 2 times they have played, their young men from the last 2 teams, especially last year's team, showed up in force on Saturday.
I'll tell you what, Joe, going back to Little League Baseball in Jackson, there's been a lot of state championships won around here. And, I was part of a couple. I wasn't. My sons were. And that's always a fun thing to be part of. One of the, back when the games used to be over at Lions Park, that was always a real treat to get down in there, because the stands would get capacity, and then the lines would fill up, and then the outfield would fill up, and it was just standing room only the whole way around there. And that was something to behold down there. And you had to park over in the bowling alley just to try to get into the stadium back then.
Oh, it was a unique situation. And at one time, that field was a smaller version of LeMade Stadium there in Williamsport. And, they didn't have everything that LeMade, but people don't realize that LeMade, they have added on to that over the years, and actually they built a newer field right beside it that's better than LeMade was. And that's, like I said, the home of Little League Baseball. I believe, what was the man's name? Stotz that started.
Yep.
And Carl E. Stotz started or Stotts, I forgot which way you pronounce it. You're from Pennsylvania. You're supposed to know that history.
That's Stouts there, Joe.
Stouts, okay.
Yeah. Over in that western Pennsylvania, they've carried that tournament for a long, long time, and it was, back in the day, it was a small thing, but as things grew up, and so did media and this new media, everything has just exploded, and now you see what we're into with all these teams and all these traveling teams, and baseball still, I believe, is American sport. I think there's more money made in baseball than anything.
Well, baseball is a great sport, and some of these people, we finally got it straightened out the other night. The first Little Leaguer to make it all the way to the majors, now there was, I believe his name was Urich or something like that signed with the old Boston Braves in '48, but he never made it to the majors. He did play professional baseball in the minors. Joey J, that pitched with the Milwaukee Braves and then the Cincinnati Reds, actually was the first Little Leaguer to make it all the way to the majors.
Well, now I'll tell you what. What's the number now, Joe? Do you know of what it would be now that made it from Little League? Because there has to be hundreds now. I mean, I'm sure it's in the hundreds.
Well, there are a lot. I don't have an actual count on it, but more recently, people are familiar with Jeff Burroughs, coached the California team that actually won the world title a few years ago. They actually beat the team from the Far East.
Oh, is that right?
And his son played on that. Bruce Suter had coached a team that his son was on. But as far as players, I know Boog Powell played Little League Baseball. And right here from Jackson, Tennessee, Jerry Gilbert didn't make the majors because of a guy named Boog Powell. He made it to AAA with the Baltimore organization. But he did play, and Jerry teaches, or did teach. I think he's retired from Jackson State Community College. And in this game, Ben Severance' dad, Wade Severance, played in 1981 the state tournament at Lions Field here in Jackson, and actually was the winning pitcher against Halls, not the Halls we know, but Halls from up in East Tennessee's Little League team.
See, I'll tell you what, it's a small world, Joe, when you start looking at the sports, especially the sports that come out of Jackson. You can pick the sport, and we have a tie to most of the major league sports from right here in Jackson, which is really fun for for the kids especially growing up here, because they have a lot of mentors they could go to and say, hey, I remember when, you know, my dad used to know him, or he used to play with my brother. And, you know, doing all that. I grew up with a guy whose dad was in the pros, Ed Hobaugh. He pitched for the Rangers. He pitched he pitched about 11 years in the majors. He became a teacher, and he was one of my teachers. But he, when I was coming up through Little League and Connie Mack, and finally got into the bigger things, he would throw batting practice. I always remember he had a really good fastball. He was probably about 40, 42 at the time, and I was catching him. And he said, "Okay, get ready. I'm going to throw some fastballs at you." And I remember he goes, "Now this thing rises a little bit right at the end." That thing came in like a BB, sort of backing up the whole way in. And about the time I put my glove down to catch that ball, I thought it was going to hit low, popped me right in the top of the head. And I said, he did that twice. He said, I think I'll just slow that down a little bit.
Well, I don't blame you on that. That's the way. And folks, we want to remind you that we're also going to have the text line open, the Robinson Toyota text line, and you can start them early. When Dan gets back, he actually has access to it. Where I'm sitting, I couldn't see them even if they popped up for a little while. And 277, and for you folks out of town that's listening, it's 731-277-5155. And Tim's in a better position. And Tim, I think we've had a text or two.
I'll tell you what, we already got a couple in from Houston, Texas. They got very excited to hear and see the game very shortly. Again, say hi from Houston, Texas, watching South Nashville, and especially our grandson Dawson Cody.
Let's say Dawson Condor.
You know,
he's a very fine. He's a very fine pitcher. But tonight he's going to be on first base. He's not going to start the game.
Yeah, I saw him practicing out there at first base. He's a tall fella. He's a big backstop out there.
Well, he's their number 4 hitter, the cleanup man. Of course, pitching for South Nashville tonight will be Taylor Montiel, and we've got another professional umpiring crew tonight. And I don't have all of them's name. Most of them I know. And matter of fact, I could probably tell you right off the bat, I know that one of my former students, I hope he learned something in economics class, Jerry Marsh is out there. And he's looking at me. He must not have learned anything in economics class. And, of course, Chad Goff's supposed to be here tonight, and he is. And I see Ted Kessler. And, of course, tonight behind the plate, the old right-hander, Tommy Dean. And he's presently Southside's coach, but he could throw that ball back in his day and time. And he also coached a lot of American Legion baseball, too.
He's been around here quite a long time. I remember him when he was coaching in a lot of different positions.
Well, I can't say too much about age because Tommy and I are contemporaries of each other. And Beach Bluff High School was still open when Tommy was playing high school baseball and basketball. He was a star athlete in everything he did. I said you were a star. Tommy's listening. That'll cost you $5, Tommy. Oh, and now we know it's an official game. The narrator, the man with the plan, the Tower of Power is here, Richard Barber. And tell you what we need to do. Back at the studio, we will tell folks we're listening to .5 Digital and News Talk 101.5. Let's take a time out, and we'll come back to the ballpark.
This is WNWS FM Jackson. News from the Associated Press brought to you by the Hughes Eye Center, the best in medical and surgical eye care. 112 Stonebridge, Jackson.
Colder weather is here, and that means heating systems are up and running. Carbon monoxide poisoning is the #1 cause of poisoning death in the United States. Heating equipment is the leading cause of carbon monoxide incidents. It's time for a performance and safety inspection from Tim Ferguson Plumbing, Air, and Electric. Every year, you should have your heating system tested, inspected, and cleaned by a qualified technician. Even if you don't have Tim Ferguson check your unit, please call someone to make sure your family is safe. Tim Ferguson Plumbing, Air, and Electric will make sure your family stays safe and warm. Tim Ferguson is there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for every kind of plumbing, air, and electrical need you may have. Call 424-5555.
It's a great day at Tim Ferguson Plumbing, Air, and Electric. How can I make you smile today?
424-5555. Tim Ferguson Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Welcome back here to Viewpoint Park as we get set for the state championship game. Little League Baseball between South Nashville and our very own team from Jackson. That's Madison Central American. My name's Dan Reeves along with Coach Joe Holloway and Tim November. Jonathan Greer, our executive producer. On the .5 Digital side, where you can watch tonight's game at .5digital.com. Paul Schultze, Worthy Road Studios, Lawson Mann, and also joining us tonight on the crew is Caleb Pettigrew. Of course, it's Caleb Pettigrew. Who else would it be? Tonight's starters, Madison Central American is the home team. Here's the way their lineup looks. Leading off and playing third base is Zach Timms. Batting second and playing shortstop is Lane Forsythe. Hitting third and catching, Tristan Cook. Hitting cleanup and playing right field is Daniel Brooks. Batting fifth and playing center field is Landon Lambert. Hitting sixth and pitching is Carter Craig. Batting seventh and playing first base, Benjamin Whitnell. Hitting eighth and playing left field is Will Cisco. Batting ninth and playing second base is Walker Moore. The subs tonight, substitute players Malachi Anderson, Davis Solee, and Andrew Coy. Madison Central American, managed by Shane Cisco. He's assisted by Mark Whitnell and Ben Vargas. That's Madison Central American, the district champions, with only one loss in this state tournament, and that is to their opponent tonight, South Nashville. South Nashville All-Stars, they line up like this. Leading off and playing second base, Eston Snyder. Hitting second and playing right field is Cade Granzo. Hitting third and catching is Cade Reynolds. Batting cleanup and playing first base is Dawson Condor. Hitting fifth and playing third base, Joseph Waters. Hitting sixth and playing left field, Silwani Herrera. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Ben Severance. Hitting eighth and pitching is Taylor Montiel. Batting ninth and playing center field is Tui Cope. The substitute tonight for South Nashville is Mitch Lanik. I should say Mitch Lanik and Christopher Rooney. South Nashville is managed by Chris Mercado. Coaches are Judd Granzo, and Grant Martin. So that's the way the teams look tonight, and these are two teams that are stacked and packed and loaded and very talented. These two Little League Baseball teams, and this is for the majors when it comes to Tennessee Little League Baseball. It's for the state championship. And we take a 4-minute break and come back for tonight's first pitch on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
It's Toyota time. Remember the exciting feeling last time you purchased your new car? Now amplify it! I'm Ryan Lindsay from Robinson Toyota in Jackson, Tennessee. Check us out online or come to our state-of-the-art facility where I will make your car buying experience easy and hassle-free. Let me help you drive away in the Toyota of your dreams today. Ask for me, Ryan Lindsay.
Robinson Toyota, 1453 Van Drive in the Collins. Shop online 24/7 at RobinsonToyota.com.
How reliable is your car? I can put you in one of the world's most reliable cars, trucks, or SUVs at Robinson Toyota. No pressure, no hassle, just plain old friendly service. We can even finance your new or certified vehicle on the spot with rates as low as zero. I'm no rocket scientist, but the last time I checked, zero is as low as it goes. Let me help get you on the road to reliability. This is Roger Harris. Call me today at 731-616-6827. That's 616-6827. Robinson Toyota, 1453 Van Drive in the Collins. Let's go places.
Since 1991, Bobby Green of Old Country Auto Sales has gained a reputation of supplying the area with a large assortment of late model pre-owned vehicles. Combined with the utmost in integrity, that's a rare combination. Bobby sold my high school graduate's first vehicle. 12 years later, my son's come back to Jackson with his family, and he's still driving that vehicle from Old Country Auto. We don't want to be the biggest, we just want to be the best. Old Country Auto, on the corner of Airways and the 45 bypass, or online at oldcountryauto.com.
Dr. Howerton at Patient-Centered Physicians Care is committed to unhurried, compassionate, and affordable health care. She dedicates at least 30 minutes to each visit. You have time to talk about your concerns and needs, and you can afford this type of health care. It costs less than a cup of coffee per day. Together, you and Dr. Howerton determine how to meet your health care goals. Call 731-215-2888 or visit pc3md.com to learn more about this type of personalized and affordable health care.
The Peggy Graves team is known as the area's most trusted real estate team. For 25 years, the Peggy Graves team has set the pace in residential sales in Jackson and surrounding counties. The Peggy Graves team finds the perfect home for buyers and gets homes sold quickly for sellers. Peggy Graves and her team have the knowledge and expertise in our real estate market to make your experience fast, easy, and simple. Contact Jackson's most trusted real estate team, the Peggy Graves team, 664-2342, or go online at peggygraves.com.
Discover the freedom of clear vision. The LASIK Center of Jackson wants you to see how easy and affordable it is to change your perspective on life with laser vision correction. If you dealt with poor vision for too long, life can be simple again. Dr. David Underwood has helped thousands of people improve their vision and their lives with LASIK. Let the LASIK Center of Jackson show you the way to clear vision. So what are you waiting for? Call the LASIK Center of Jackson and schedule your free consultation. Call 731-668-0064 or visit us online at LASIKofJackson.com.
Hi, this is Stephen Rich from the WD in the mall. At the WD, we specialize in every kind of accessory for your cell phone, smartphone, iPad, iPod, and more. But we don't charge the high prices the big guys do. At the WD, you get chargers for your car, home, cell phone cases, outer boxes, protective cases for your phone, iPad, iPod, plus holsters, screen protectors, and you save up to 50% or more. Come see us today at the WD in the mall, right in front of Victoria's Secret, or visit us online at WDJackson.com.
Some stores are too small with one focus, like spatulas, and some stores are so big they're not even sure what they carry.
Jonathan, bring us back after this spot. We're about ready to start.
Bass Pro Fishing supplies or poles, hunting, fishing license? Ace is the place. Yeti coolers and supplies, Carpet Express carpet cleaner rentals, pool supplies, cabbage stain for house and decks, market umbrellas, banquet tables and chairs. As a business owner, Mike Hines of Minuteman.
We'll hear from Mike again in just a moment, but it's time to play ball. As the umpire says, play ball. And here we go for the state championship. Leading off for South Nashville is number 6, the second baseman, Aston Snyder. And this is for all the marbles, Coach. It's for the state championship when it comes to Little League Baseball in Tennessee, the majors, and we are just about ready to start. For Madison Central, Carter Craig uncoils, fires, and the first pitch is right in there, strike one.
When these two teams played the other night, Snyder was 0 for 3, but he did score 2 runs.
0-1 on Snyder. Here's the 0-1 pitch, right in there, called strike 2. So Carter Craig off to a nice start on the mound for Madison Central American. Here's the 0-2. Oh, just out of the strike zone. It's 1-2. They asked for help over to Chad Goff, who's umpiring at first base, and Chad said no. Aston did not go around. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on leadoff man, Aston Snyder for South Nashville. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just a little bit out of the strike zone. It's 2-2.
And Dan just missing the plate by less than an inch.
Carter Craig, big right-hander, works out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt, runs the count full. Aston Snyder's got an eagle eye, doesn't he, Coach?
Well, he's a good on-base percentage man, and he's on a lot of times, whether it's walk, error, or hit.
Here's the payoff. Line drive, center field, right at the center fielder, and right into that sun, and it takes a nosedive and gets down for a base hit. Trying to deal with that sun out there in center field was Landon Lambert. Landon's frustrated. He felt like he should have had it, but he's looking right into that sun as it's setting just over our shoulders to the west.
Well, center and left field and the left side of the infield is going to have tough sun field for a couple of innings.
So a man on first base and nobody gone. Just underway. Here's the second hole hitter, number 2 hole hitter. It's Cade Granzo, the right fielder, and he is a slugger. First pitch right in there, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball towards short. Over to second for 1. And that's all they have time to get. A beautiful play ranging far to his right in the hole was shortstop Lane Forsythe for Madison Central American to record the first out of the inning. And Coach, that was one heck of a play by Lane Forsythe.
Oh, it was a great play on that one. And Granzo had hit a home run the last time up at bat against Jackson in that big 6th inning that they had.
Here comes the number 3 hitter, Cade Reynolds, the catcher, and he's got a lot of power. First pitch, line drive, third base line. That gets down for a base hit. It'll roll to the wall. Rounding second base and holding there is Granzo because of the outstanding play of left fielder, and I mean outstanding. Will Cisco held that one to a single, which looked for sure like a double down the left field line.
You're right about that. Reynolds had 2 home runs in the last game against Jackson. Here comes the cleanup man who was 2 for 4 the other night.
Dawson Condor, the first baseman, with a lot of power. First pitch to Dawson. Line drive right center field and deep. This one is way back and gone. Dawson Condor with a 3-run shot here in the top of the first inning. That's a hammer time home run presented by Brassfield Construction, and that's one that is commonly referred to as a no-doubter, Coach.
You're right about that. And South Nashville American likes to take the visitor slot if they win the coin toss because they want to put pressure on you, and they're very good about scoring in the first inning.
Number 10, Joseph Waters.
Joseph Waters will stand in there, hits from the left side. He plays third base, nobody on, 1 out. 3 runs in here in the top of the first. First pitch drive, right field line and deep. This one's way back, and this is gone. Back-to-back jacks and another hammer time home run. Presented by Brassfield Construction, and South Nashville takes a 4-0 lead.
And there'll be some replays of some of the things like that. If you see that pitch got up, and then it was right in his wheelhouse. And Joseph Waters lost that one, went way up on the hill.
Instant replay tonight, presented by the Hughes Eye Center and the LASIK Center of Jackson. On Stonebridge right here in Jackson, Tennessee. This brings up the left fielder, Sawani Herrera. First pitch, fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. So it's 4-0. 4 runs have scored here, Tim, in the top of the first inning with 1 out for South Nashville. If you're Madison Central, you just got to keep your composure. You know they're going to score runs.
I'll tell you what, that day of rest did them well.
The 0-1, the curveball and the beauty on the inside corner. It's 0-2.
It really was, Dan. Herrera had a home run in his last at bat against the Madison County team in that game.
Here's the 0-2, and the dirts. 1-2.
These hitters are well schooled. That was supposed to be a waste pitch, and they couldn't get him to bite on it.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Herrera. Here's the 1-2, outside, 2-2.
Good fastball then by Craig.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Herrera. Nobody on base, 1 out. The 2-2, swing and a miss, struck him out. So Carter Craig, a nice job of the pitcher for Madison Central to bounce back after those back-to-back home runs and strike Herrera out. So now 2 gone here at the top of the first inning. This brings up Ben Severance, the shortstop for South Nashville. You're just joining us. Top of the first inning, South Nashville has gone back-to-back home runs to take a 4-0 lead. Severance hits from the left side. First pitch swinging. Bouncing ball to third. Fielded beautifully. Hit over to first base for out number 3. Zach Timms making that play for Madison Central American. So after 1 inning, or make that 1/2 inning, it's South Nashville 4 and Madison Central American nothing. On Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
At Southern Trucks and 4x4, we understand the pre-owned truck market. We developed a streamlined process for finding reliable pre-owned diesel and gas pickup trucks that are reasonably priced. Because we are a full-service and accessorizing center, our pre-owned inventory gets inspected and serviced before you buy it, and we can customize it any way you want before it leaves our lot. I'm Gary Sims at Southern Trucks and 4x4. We sell, buy, and trade trucks, and you will find that your business experience will be comfortable, fair, and enjoyable. Southern Trucks and 4x4. Ask for Gary, 422-3722.
Little League Baseball is back in Jackson, and Jackson's News Talk 101.5 will broadcast the game of the week. You may also watch the game on .5digital.com, courtesy of Total Sports Academy and Jackson Baseball Academy. They're a full retail store supplying uniforms, customized t-shirts, baseball and softball bats, equipment, and instruction, with full batting cages for rent anytime. Total Sports and Jackson Baseball Academy are located next to the Sportsplex in Parkstone Place.
Sports play such a big role in so many children's lives, and they create memories that last a lifetime. At Great American Sports, we specialize in all sports apparel and equipment, as well as embroidery and screen printing. We are the largest bat supply in West Tennessee, and we carry the Easton Mako bat. At Great American Sports, we make sports an addiction. We're located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard. Call us today at 422-6203. Great American Sports, where West Tennessee gets ready for game time.
On to the bottom of the first inning for Madison Central American. Leading off is Zach Timms. First pitch, fouls it off, strike one. 0-1 on Zach Timms for Madison Central. Zach Timms, Lane Forsythe, and Tristan Cook due up here in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 is outside. It's 1-1. On the mound for South Nashville tonight, the left-hander, and he is very good, Taylor Montiel. Coach, he's talented.
He really is. We'll tell you about his pitches.
1-1, fouled back to the screen. It's 1-2 on Zach Timms.
You'll see him throw 4 different pitches. He's got a fastball, a curve, a changeup, and throws a knuckleball.
1-2, outside. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On leadoff man, Zach Timms, who plays third base, made a beautiful play to retire South Nashville. The 2-2, fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again.
Last night, Zach Timms was 2 for 3, and he had a home run to lead the bottom half of the inning off.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff man up for Madison Central. Bottom of the first inning. It's 4-0 South Nashville. 2-2 pitch on its way. Fouled back to the screen. And classic leadoff man Tim. He's fighting off all those good pitches.
I'll tell you, he's taking that inside pitch, the outside pitch. He's put a bat on each one of them.
Smoltz, good pitches, hasn't he, Coach?
He sure has.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Outside, runs a count full on Zach Timms. And we've seen Zach Timms. He's certainly got a great eye, but, Coach, he's laying off a couple of games with home runs.
He sure has. Look how deep he is in the box.
Here's the payoff. Fouled back to the screen again, and Zach Timms working the pitcher. It's hot in here. We had a lot of rain here. If you're watching in Nashville or around the country, we had a lot of rain this afternoon. Here's the payoff. Popped him up down the right field line. In foul territory, nobody's going to get to it. Granzo made a nice effort over there in right field, so we'll do it again. It's 3-2, and Zach Timms locked in a battle with the pitcher for South Nashville, Taylor Montiel. We had, basically a monsoon. We had about 3 inches of rain today, and now the sun is out. It is humid. Here's the payoff. Popped it up again. Twisting foul and out of play down the first base line. And the umpire needs a baseball. Coach, who's umpiring tonight? You know?
Tommy Dean is behind the plate. Looks like Chad Goff at first, and Jerry Marsh is at second.
3-2 again. It's fouled out of play. We'll do it again.
And Ted Kessler down at third base. And this is a very experienced crew at all levels. And like I said, we've had some that's even been
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff again. Line drive, center field and deep. Way back towards the wall, and this ball is gone. Well, we told you he would do it, and he has done it, and he's done it again. For the 3rd time in the state tournament, Zach Timms leads off with a solo home run, and Madison Central has come into the lead. It's 4-1 South Nashville, and that's a hammer time home run presented by Brassfield Construction.
And the narrator kept up with a very good stat. That was the 12th pitch there. The home run pitch was to one batter. And remember, there's an 85 pitch limit.
Here's Lane Forsythe, who also hits from the right side. First pitch outside, ball 1. Let us know. Text us and let us know where you're watching tonight's game on our Robinson Toyota text line, 731-277-5155. Here's the 1-0. Downstairs, 2-0. This text comes in, says, very excited to hear and see the game. Again, we say hi from Houston, Texas, watching South Nashville, and our grandson, Dawson Conder. 2-0 is in the dirt, 3-0. That was sent from, or they also say hi to Christy and Jay Conder, here with us tonight in Jackson at Pewborn Park. Watch it again. 3-0 pitch downstairs. In lane Forsythe reaches first base with a 4-pitch walk. So 16 pitches now from the young man, Taylor Montiel, in timeout South Nashville, because that could, and Coach, as you pointed out, and Richard, the narrator, Barber, pointed out, it could become a problem.
Pitching, and that's part of the strategy. Two strategies you really got to pay attention to. Everybody has to bat and play in the field, so the people on your bench have to be subbed in, and that's key when they go in. But this pitch count is really something else. And then there's X number of days rest for how many pitches you throw all the way up to 85. And like last night, two of the Tullahoma pitchers had no pitching left, even if they had played tonight.
Exactly. That strategy for pitching is everything.
This brings up Tristan Cook, the number 3 hole hitter. First pitch to him, right on the corner, called strike one.
Cook was 3 for 3 last night.
0-1 on Cook. Here's the 0-1. Oh, beauty on the corner, called strike two. Montiel working that outside corner, trying to keep the ball away from Cook, who has a lot of power. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing, popped him up in the infield. Second baseman asks for it and makes the play. So there's Eston Snyder at second base, squeezing that one for out number one. So one gone here in the bottom of the first inning. South Nashville, 4 runs in the top of the first. And now Madison Central on the solo home run from Zach Timms has 1 run, but 1 out in Forsythe on first base. And that brings up Danier Brooks. First pitch to Danier, called strike one.
And he's been keeping it away from the power alley down the plate for the last 2 Jackson hitters.
Here's the 0-1. Oh, fooled him on that curveball. It may have been the knuckler. Brooks swinging a miss. Off balance, it's 0-2 on Danier. Here's the 0-2. Outside, ball one. Reynolds, the catcher for South Nashville. Not much gets past him, Coach.
No, he's a good glove man. Got a good strong arm. Brooks was 3 for 3 with a home run last night.
Montiel out of the stretch. The 1-2. Struck him out. Off speed. Little out of the strike zone. It was a great pitch, and Danier came up empty. So 2 gone, and that brings up the cleanup hitter. Or make that the number 5 hitter. That's Landon Lambert, the center fielder from Madison Central. 2 outs, and Lane Forsythe on first base. First pitch in the dirt, ball one.
Lambert 2 for 3 last night with a home run in the 3rd inning.
1 ball, no strikes. Landon Lambert, the center fielder for Madison. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Boy, I mean, Montiel, the pitcher for South Nashville, throwing some heat. And now the shadows starting to come into play here. Here at Pugloin Park, we've got a massive backstop. And when the sun starts easing down towards the horizon, it creates a shadow that runs from home plate that now stretches out to second base. Here's a 2-0 pitch on its way in the dirt, 3-0. Now, this is not all bad because if you're the pitcher and the batter, you're good to go. But once right out there just past second base on the edge of the infield, the shadow goes away. And as we progress, it will creep out to center field. Here's the 3-0. Strike one call. Fastball outside corner.
Montiel has really had great control on that outside corner. That's where he's done most of his damage.
Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Big crowd on hand here, as you might expect, for the state championship with Madison Central American from Jackson, Tennessee, the hometown team versus South Nashville. Here's the payoff. And I'm not sure what just happened there. I think Montiel lost his footing and just stopped. So we'll do it again. Here's the payoff pitch. Struck him out. So after the leadoff home run off the bat of Zach Timms, South Nashville shuts down the bats of Madison Central, and we move on to the second inning. After 1 inning, it's South Nashville 4 and Madison Central American 1 on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
What a great feeling to come home and find that Green Scene Landscape Company has your lawn perfectly cut and the landscape's been freshly trimmed and mulched. Green Scene Landscape Company will make your landscape beautiful, which according to research can add up to 42% of homes' values. Green Scene Landscaping has a 5-star rating and is fully licensed and insured. They specialize in both residential and commercial lawn maintenance, irrigation, lighting, and outdoor kitchens and patios. Green Scene Landscaping Company, 267-2520. The Moore Studio has been a West Tennessee tradition for over 100 years, and we're still going strong, offering all kinds of professional photography, specializing in portrait and event photography. We feature studio and outdoor portraits and cover events like weddings, class reunions, and other celebrations. Our unique outdoor Liberty Street Gardens affords many opportunities for beautiful portrait settings in the heart of downtown Jackson. In addition, we are experienced in commercial and website photography. 427-1296.
So you've cut back on everything from lattes to lunches, but if you're still coming up short at the end of the month, try this. Give State Farm agent downtown Alan Brown in Jackson a call for a free discount double check. He'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies could save you hundreds of dollars a year, because being there to help keep more of your money in your pocket is why Alan is here. Call 300-4444 or visit downtownalanbrown.com today.
Minuteman Press, they get the job done. Minuteman Press, also Ace Hardware of Jackson, your neighborhood friendly hardware store, 3315 North Highland, in the former Wonder Bread store. We also thank Preventagenics, now with 2 locations. They focus on the preventive side of medicine. They also focus, if you're sick, just go see them. That's a look right there. You've been seeing the Madison Central State Championship team, the 6-year-olds. How about that team, Coach? They just brought home a state title.
And we will see another state title team. The 7- and 8-year-olds are supposed to be here tonight. And Taylor Montiel used 29 pitches in that inning.
Top first inning, boy.
And you want to try to hold it. You really would like to get out of there with 15 pitches max each inning.
Well, and now Taylor Montiel will lead off the second inning for South Nashville. It's 4-1. South Nashville with the advantage. Top of the second inning. This is for the state championship, Little League Baseball, the majors. That's 11 and 12-year-olds.
And Montiel was 1 for 2 against Madison County the other night.
First pitch to Montiel from Carter Craig's right arm. Right in there with a fastball, called strike 1. Be sure to text us. Let us know where you're watching tonight's game. We'll give you the number in a moment. Here's the 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. Our Robinson Toyota text line number is 731-277-5155. That's 731-277-5155. Here's the 1-1. Outside and high, it's 2-1. Now, Coach, you were about to tell us who's umpiring tonight.
Well, we got to Jerry Marsh is on second, Ted Kessler's on third. Of course, behind the plate, Tommy Dean, the old right-hander, and Chad Goff at first.
Here's a 2-1 in the dirt. 3-1. Big crowd at hand here, Pewboyne Park in beautiful Jackson, Tennessee. Carter Craig out of the stretch, fires, outside, ball 4, and Montiel earns himself a leadoff walk here at the top of the second inning. That brings up Chewy Cope, who plays center field for the South Nashville team. Chewy hits from the left side of the plate. Chewy is a speedster and a half. You don't want him on base.
No, you don't. He was 1 for 1 the other night. He also had a walk, and he scored twice.
Now that's productive, Coach.
Yes, it was.
Craig out of the stretch for Madison. Fires. Right down the middle. Called strike 1. Here at Pewboyne Park, it's symmetrical. It's 200 feet all the way around. Left field, power alleys, center, right field, 200 feet. And there's a berm behind the outfield wall that stretches from left field all the way around to right field. 0-1, butt attempt, fouled back to the screen. And on that berm, it makes for nice seating in the outfield. We'll get some views from some of the crowd out there in the outfield. Coming up, 0-2 on Chewy Cope. Runner on first, nobody out in the top of the second inning. South Nashville with a 4-1 lead. Outside, ball 1, 1-2. And Coach, especially with all the sunshine we've had the last 2 weeks and now that monsoon rain, I mean, everything's in full bloom out here.
Oh, it's very green today.
1-2 pitch. Inside, gets away, and there goes Montiel. He'll take second base. So Montiel sets himself up in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the second inning. And a chance, RBI chance for Tui Cope. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cope. Here's Carter's 2-2 offering on the way. Fouled off at home plate. And you know that bunt attempt by Cope that was unsuccessful, Coach. I believe that's the first bunt attempt I've seen from South Nashville that was not successful.
You're right about that, Dan. But they accomplished their goal with the pass ball, getting the runner to second.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Curveball stayed high. Count runs full. Dan Reeves, that's my name. Along with Coach Joe Holloway and Tim November. Jonathan Greer, executive producer. Here's a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Carter Craig. Coach, that's a big one there for the first out.
Yes, it is. You want to get at least 1 out, and you'd like to have had 2 before the top of the order. Craig's second strikeout.
As a second baseman.
And Snyder had a single in that first inning.
Aston Snyder, as Coach mentioned, he's 1 for 1 with a single. The leadoff man hits from the right side. Stands in there. Squares the bunt. Pulls back, but the pitch is right down the middle, called strike 1.
And see the Jackson team, Whitnell, communicating with his players. I think they had the wheel play on. Their third baseman wasn't charging that time.
No balls, 1 strike. Here's 0-1 in the dirt. It's 1-1. South Nashville, who the only team that they've given a run up to has been this team from Jackson, who put 7 runs in 1 inning on him the other night. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off, out of play, down the first base side. It's 1-2 on Snyder. And Coach, Madison Central ended up with 8 runs, and that wasn't enough, but no one else has come close to giving South Nashville such a game. The 1-2, curveball outside.
Well, it was 8-7 going into the top of the 5th, and then, especially in the 6th, the bottom fell out. There was a little home run derby by South Nashville.
It was a power surge, as they say. 2-2 on Aston Snyder. Here's Craig out of the stretch. Uncalling, firing, base hit up the middle. That's a line drive to center field. Base hit, rounding third base. He'll hold up there is Montiel. It's Snyder with a sharp single to center field. Has South Nashville slugger set up with only 1 out and runners on the corners. And this brings up Cade Granzo, who has a lot of power, Coach.
And he hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice the last time down at second. But he did score on the hit that came afterwards. And he's got great power.
Hits in the right side. Asks for timeout. Kids put together, ain't he, Timbo?
Tell you what, they got the kids in the outfield all stood up when he got up the bat.
First pitch, line drive, right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Brooks knocks it down. Rounding second base. Here's the throw to third. Oh, what a shot from Daniel Brooks. He threw out Snyder from, well, it was really deep right field. It was a laser to third base as Snyder tried to go from first all the way to third base, and Daniel Brooks threw him out. Now, run did score as Montiel scores. So it's an RBI single for Cade Granzo, and it's South Nashville taking a 5-1 lead. With Granzo on first base, now 2 outs. That brings up the number 3 hitter, Cade Reynolds. But, Coach, what a huge throw by Brooks to throw Snyder out at third base.
Well, actually blocking the ball when it fell like it did made that play available.
1-0 curveball right in there. Do we have a replay on that one? That would be awesome to watch again. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first base. South Nashville 5 and Madison Central 1. The 1-1 curveball and a beauty. It's 1-2 on Reynolds.
And that one snuck in the back door. Reynolds singled his first time up and scored.
Yeah, this lineup is packed with great hitters for South Nashville. 1-2 on Reynolds. 1-2. Bouncing ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Granzo round second. He'll stop right there. And South Nashville has runners on first and second. Still 2 outs here at the top of the second inning. 5-1. And this brings up the cleanup hitter, Dawson Condor, who has family watching in Houston, Texas this evening.
And his last time up, Dan, he had that 3-run home run.
Oh, he did. We better hear from the Condor family because Kate is already showing out tonight. Christy and Jay are here at the game. Grandparents watching. There's a line drive right center field. Way back. This is off the wall. 1 run will score. Granzo crosses home plate, and it's 6-1. South Nashville is Condor will pull up at first base with a 200-foot single, and South Nashville has runners on first and third. On the corners, as they say, still with 2 outs. But South Nashville now takes a 6-1 lead.
Joseph Waters approaches. Remember, he had a solo shot his last time up.
Now, Tim, that ball never got more than, 5 feet off the ground off the bat of Condor. I mean, he ripped that with the right center field.
No, that ball, if the fence wasn't there, it'd still probably be rolling.
He did nail it. Maybe get a look at some crowd here. So you see the South Nash or the Madison Central American team with the conference. That's Shane Cisco, the manager, on the mound. Talking to his pitcher, Carter Craig. He knows, and Carter Craig knows, it's not going to get any easier as Joseph Waters, the third baseman, hits from the left side, stands in there. First pitch, outside corner, and a beauty, called strike 1.
Shane hustled off the field. That reminded me, folks, you missed it last night, home run exhibition by Dan Reeves after the game last night.
That's right. Put on a power show. 0-1's on that outside corner, 0-2. Carter Craig is working. That's outside of that dish to perfection right now, Coach.
Great location of his pitches.
0-2 on Waters. Here's Craig, the 0-2. Fly ball, center field, and deep. This is way back, and this one is gone.
For number 10, Joseph Waters.
It's another hammer time home run presented by Brassfield Construction.
For the third baseman.
And South Nashville takes a 9-1 lead. And now we're witnessing another PA announcer who thinks he's doing play-by-play. It happens to him.
Gets in your blood.
Bases are clear for number 1, Sawani Herrera.
This brings up left fielder Sawani Herrera, who hits on the right side. Base is clear. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Here's Craig firing, swinging a miss. Herrera missed that curveball. 0-1.
And he's 0 for 1 on the night.
9-1, South Nashville. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball popped him up. Over near first base, the catcher calls for it. And what a play by Cook. Tristan Cook, the catcher, ventured out almost to first base in foul territory to put that one away. So, after 1.5 innings, South Nashville has opened up a 9-1 lead on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
Your lawn and the landscape around it is the very first thing someone sees when they visit your home or business. Making a great first impression is essential. At Boykin Mowing and Landscaping, we specialize in making that first impression a memorable one. From mowing and edging to weed control, mulching, and stump removal, Boykin's Mowing and Landscape will cater to all your lawn care needs. Licensed and bonded in business for over a decade, Boykins is ready to provide you with prompt and professional lawn and landscape care. Call Boykins today to set up a plan that works for you at 394-7249. That's 394-7249.
The University School of Jackson is a distinctive college preparatory school that seeks to instill a passion for academic excellence and lifelong learning so each student will reach his or her maximum potential. The USJ class of 2015 had 73 members and was awarded over $7 million in scholarships. USJ has an outstanding performing arts department and regularly performs in their 500-seat theater. At USJ, over 70% of our student body competes in athletics and state-of-the-art facilities. To learn more or to join the USJ family, visit usjbruins.org.
University School of Jackson, an education for a lifetime.
Mom, I'm so bored. Well, Mom, it's going to be a long summer, but it doesn't have to be. Gather up the kids and head to Sky Zone in Jackson. Sky Zone on East Park Square next to Pringles Park in the Jackson Sportsplex is Northwest Tennessee's premier indoor trampoline park, featuring ultimate dodgeball, a foam zone, sky slam, and open jump. No room for boredom at Sky Zone, and it's a great place for birthday parties, too. This could be the ultimate summer at Sky Zone in Jackson. Visit them on Facebook for park times and specials.
Yay, Sky Zone! This is the best summer ever!
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for Madison Central American is Carter Craig. First pitch, downstairs, ball one. South Nashville has put 9 runs on the board through 2 innings against Carter Craig. And Coach, Carter Craig is an outstanding pitcher.
He really has done a good job tonight. Pretty good first baseman.
1-0, fouled away. It's 1-1. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Coach Joe Holloway. Tim November with us tonight as well in the press box. Jonathan Greer, our executive producer. On the .5digital.com site, where you're watching the game, it's Paul Schultze, Worthy Road Studios, along with Lawson Mann and Tyler Perry. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. Bouncing ball, right side of the infield. Condra has it, and will underhand it to his pitcher, covering first base, Montiel. Beautifully done from Condra to Montiel for out number 1.
And they have practiced that a few times. It looked good then. That was professional looking.
Didn't look like it caught him off guard, Coach. You're right.
And any ball hit to the right side of the infield, the pitcher's got to start that way.
Number 14,
that'll bring up
Benjamin Whitnell.
Who's playing first base tonight for Madison Central American All-Stars.
Dan, he was 1 for 2 last night.
First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Montiel, the left-handed pitcher for South Nashville, gave up a solo home run to leadoff man Zach Timms. Here's the 0-1. Popped him up. This one's going to drift out into left field, and Herrera caps under it in shallow left field and puts it away for out number 2. So 2 gone and nobody on base here for Madison Central American. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 9-1. South Nashville right now cruising. This will bring up Will Cisco, the left fielder, hitting from the left side of the plate with 2 down and nobody on base. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
And Will, a good contact man. He went 0 for 2, but a good contact man and does a great job of manning the outfield.
Here's the 1-0 on its way, outside 2-0. Want to also recognize some people tonight. Larry Wood, who is, I'd forgotten, he wanted me to say that he's executive producer. Sorry about that, Larry.
Larry's a great guy.
Carlton Veers, who's also executive producer. Here's the 2-0 outside, 3-0.
Another great guy.
Well, the Judge. Judge is executive producer.
Judge Lyle Reed.
Bill Way.
Bill Way's an old Little League player.
Here's 3-0 in the dirt, ball 4. And Will Cisco will get a pass to first base. Will is the son of head coach, or manager, I should say, Shane Cisco, and the grandson of my city councilman, David Cisco. That'll bring up second baseman Walker Moore with 2 gone and nobody on base here in the bottom of the second inning.
Fine fielding second baseman, 0 for 1 though last night.
First pitch, popped him up. Foul territory, this will drift out of play. It's 0-1.
And, Dan, can you believe that Bill Way was a very good Little League player?
No, I can't.
Well, he was a good player. I didn't say great. Note that.
I'm kidding you, man. You can look at him, tell he was an athlete. Here's the 0-1. Downstairs, 1-1. Some people just have that look. In fact, Bill is such a great athlete, he still wears his jogging pants to work.
Every day.
Every day.
That's his radio clothes.
After work, he jogs. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, foul, twisting out of play. Off to the first base side. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Bill's a big supporter of Little League baseball. He really is. Loves baseball. That's his sport, you know.
He loves, I guarantee he does.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just outside, 2-2. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is WNWS FM Jackson. News from the Associated Press brought to you by the Hughes Eye Center, the best in medical and surgical eye care. 112 Stonebridge, Jackson.
2-2 pitch in the dirt. It runs the count full. Montiel at his third baseman thought they had strike three. That's never a good way to get in the good graces of the umpire.
No.
Here's the payoff. Little bouncer back to the mound. Montiel fields it with his bare hand and flips it to first base for out number 3. So we move on to the third inning. South Nashville in control, 9-1 on Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and .5digital.com.
This is Mark Donahoe with Hardy Martin in Donahoe. When you're injured on the job or in an accident or in any other way, you can bet the insurance company has trained people working for them. Medical bills and lost earnings can be devastating to your family. In order to protect all your interests and obtain everything you are entitled to, you need someone on your side. That's Hardy Martin in Donahoe. Give us a call, 424-2151 or 1-800-441-3193.
Tipping the scales in your favor.
It's a summer to savor at Marco's Pizza. Right now, get our extra-large one-topping pizza for just $12.99 and choose any topping you want. And add a little something sweet to your summer with Marco's new S'mores Brownie and Double Chocolate Brownie. Both are made with the finest chocolate chips and drizzled with decadent chocolate sauce. In the spirit of summer, our S'mores Brownie is topped with marshmallows and graham cracker sprinkles. Savor summer with Marco's extra-large flavor at an extra special price.
Marco's Pizza, Van Drive in the College in front of the Home Depot. Call 300-0400 or online at marcos.com.
The Jackson Generals want you to come out to the ballpark on Saturday, August 15th for Elvis Night and Saturday, August 22nd for Diamond Jacks Throwback Night. Elvis Night will include a special Elvis concert, and West Tennessee Diamond Jacks Throwback Night will include Diamond Jacks jerseys, Diamond Jacks giveaways, and Diamond Jacks memories. Plus, after each game, there will be a spectacular themed fireworks show. Get your tickets in advance by calling 988-5299 or going online to jacksongeneralsbaseball.com.
Man, if you want some of the best pizza in North America, it's the best. Well, it is the best in North America. Marco's Pizza. It's on Van Drive in front of the Home Depot. Marco's Pizza. You can also enjoy those brownies or those s'mores brownies from Marco's Pizza, made with real Ghirardelli chocolate. Holy moly. For delivery, call 300-0400. Order online at marcos.com. We'll be doing fundraisers with Marcos every Monday night when the football season starts this year. How about that, Tim?
I'll tell you what, that'll be a great time, Dan.
Yeah. Got a pitching change for Madison Central American. Here's Coach Joe Holloway with some changes to our lineup.
And Zach Timms moves from third base into pitching, and Brooks has come in from right field to play third base. And it looks like Cisco has moved to right field. We'll check on that and make sure of the changes. But we got Tim, Cisco in right, Brooks on third, and Andrew Coy is in left field now. And Malachi Anderson has gone to second.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Joe Holloway. Ben Severance will lead off for South Nashville.
Timms takes the mound.
He plays shortstop, and he hits from the left side of the plate. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Second pitch inside, it's 2-0 on Ben Severance. 9-1 here in the top of the third. South Nashville has the advantage. This is for the state championship, Little League Baseball. Here's a 2-0. Downstairs 3-0. And it's the majors. And when we say majors, it's the big guys. It's the 11 and 12-year-olds. These guys are they're the big dogs of Little League Baseball, Coach.
They really are, and they play well. Of course, Severance, his dad, played in this same game back in 1981.
3-0s on the corner. 3-1. Yeah, that was really nice meeting his wife the other night, wasn't it?
Yes, and
3-1 in the dirt, ball 4, and South Nashville has their leadoff man on base.
And Mom proud of both Ben and her husband Wade. And she did a good. She knows baseball.
She does. Absolutely. That'll bring to the plate the pitcher, Taylor Montiel.
The pitcher, number 4, Taylor Montiel, to the plate for South Nashville.
Montiel hits from the left side of the plate as well against the right-handed pitching Timms. First pitch, line drive on one hop to second base. To first, or over to second for one. To first, not in time, is Malachi Anderson at second base. And Lane Forsythe nearly pulling off a beautiful double play, but the speed of Montiel was the only thing that kept that from happening, Coach. He's fast.
That is a quick young man, and we'll get this in. He has thrown 46 pitches. Cope is 0 for 1 coming to the plate with 1 out.
Tui Cope stands in there, also hits from the left side of the plate, and this is one of the things that makes South Nashville so tough. You don't see this many left-handed batters typically in Little League Baseball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 on its way. Gets by the catcher, and there goes Montiel, flashing that speed again. He'll cruise into second base. Coach, that may not look like a lot to you, but it is, because now another runner in scoring position.
Force play is off now, and let's see if the bunt is on and see how that Madison County handles it. I didn't get a chance to look down.
2-0, line drive, left center field and deep. This ball is off the wall. Rounding third, headed home is Montiel. Holding up on first base with a long single is Tui Cope, and South Nashville takes a 10-1 lead.
Well, they definitely didn't have the bunt on then, and I wished I'd looked down that way to see. Sometimes you see a signal or two. Problem now, Dan, you can't let them get to 11-1 or the 10-run rule goes into effect.
Back to the top of the lineup in the dangerous Aston Snyder. First pitch, high and tight, ball 1. And the run rule is like this. Coach Joe to explain it for us.
Okay. If a team is leading by 10 runs after 4 innings, that contest is over.
Even in the championship game. 1-0 outside 2-0. Now, you may say, boy, this seems to be a mismatch. 10-1 in the third inning. Understand, Madison Central American is a great Little League Baseball team. Here's the 2-0. Downstairs 3-0. Which you may be looking at the best Little League Baseball team in America in South Nashville. That's very possible, Coach.
They are very good, and I would say are one of the favorites to get to Williamsport. They've still got to go through Warner Robins, Georgia.
Here's a 3-0. Upstairs, it's 4-0. That means a walk. Now runners on first and second. We're in the top of the third inning. It's South Nashville 10 and Madison Central American 1. And this brings up the very dangerous number 3 hitter, Cade Granzo.
And he's 1 for 2 tonight.
Hits from the right side. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. All these kids are winners, Tim. You make it this far, you are just an absolute joy and a great baseball player.
You know, you begin the season just hoping you get to the tournament. Now you get in it and you want to be in the championship game. So here we are.
1-0 downstairs, 2-0. Yeah, they've come a long way, haven't they?
Long way.
Now, you want to win it.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
You always play to win.
Absolutely. And if you lose it, it'll take you a while, but you'll remember this always. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Oh, inside. That may have hit him. It did. Granzo takes that off the back of the left shoulder. He's okay, no problem. He trots down to first base. And that loads the bases for a cleanup hitter. I should say the number 3 hole hitter, Cade Reynolds. So, Coach, it's really danger time right now for South or for Madison Central. Down 10-1 with the bases jammed and only 1 out.
Cade Reynolds had 2 home runs in their previous meeting.
First pitch, beautiful on the corner, called strike 1. Cade Reynolds is all that, and as they used to say in a bag of chips, he is good. But they all are, really.
Yes. Well, you get to this point, everybody's a good player.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Reynolds. Downstairs, nearly got away from the catcher. Cook snags it, though. Nobody's able to advance. Bases are juiced. 1 out. We're in the top of the third inning. South Nashville in control, 10-1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cade Reynolds. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Timms uncoils, fires, drive, deep center field, way back. This ball is gone.
Booyah!
It's a grand slam.
Gone! Grand slam! Home run for number 22.
Cade Reynolds and another hammer time for Brassfield Construction. And South Nashville takes a 14-1 lead. Boy, this PA announcer's gone off the charts. Man.
He sounds like that guy who calls the names out at the Generals game. You know him?
Oh, the PA announcer?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't do that. This brings up the cleanup hitter, Dawson Conder. With nobody on base, and still only one out. We're in the top of the third inning in South Nashville now, just cruising with a 14-1 advantage. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, base hit, left field. Conder rounding first base. He'll hold right there for a sharp single to left field. And Conder. And, he's so good, he pulled up at first base and was disappointed that he didn't hit a home run. That's how good he is.
Well, he's a good aggressive base runner. He's now 3 for 3 on the night, and he has scored twice. And, of course, Waters had the big home run in the second inning. He actually had a solo shot in the first and then a 3-run homer in the second.
Joseph Waters stands in there, hits him to the left side. First pitch, Timms fires. It's outside, ball 1.
Dan, Conder may have set a record. He is 3 inches taller than every coach on his team.
What is he, about 6'2"? He's a big kid. Here's the 1-0 outside corner, and it's called strike. 1-1. What do you think, Coach? He's about 6'1", maybe?
He's at least 6, and if I'm a basketball coach in that area, I'm out recruiting him. Yes, I use the R word, recruiting.
He's a Little League, Coach. Cool the Jets. Here's the 1-1. Line drive, center field and deep. That one's way back, and that ball is gone. Joseph Waters goes yard. It's another hammer time home run presented by Brassfield Construction. And I'd say Brassfield made a wise choice in the sponsorship. And South Nashville takes a 16-1 lead.
Ken Brassfield, the old Oklahoma State Cowboy, he was a great baseball player in college.
Yeah, I heard about that. He's something else. Timeout is Madison Central American talking over some things. We certainly appreciate our sponsors that include Wireless Dimensions, the WD, cell phone accessories and more in the Old Hickory Mall in front of Victoria's Secrets, and that ain't a bad place to be.
No, it's not.
Hey, Dan, a little story about Brassfields. I was, they're one of our sponsors, and in fact, you can see their place right from the field here. They're right out here, and good construction company. Talked to Jeff, and he goes, Tim, I don't really need any of your commercials, but we'll just say hammer time is how he hits home run. Maybe there'll be one or two.
Smart choice by Tim Brassfield. Herrera's up there. First pitch outside, ball 1.
I'd say it half the time. I start thinking of MC Hammer when you say hammer time.
We all do. Sawani Herrera stands in there, hits in the right side. 1-0. Caught the outside corner. It's 1-1. Timms uncoils, fires, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. I don't know. If you're pitching against this South Nashville team, there's no break in the lineup. It's just no break. There's no automatic out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs. Count evens at 2-2.
Well, Herrera had a home run in the 6th the other night against Madison County. And he's played a great defensive outfield, too.
2-2 inside, nearly hit it. Runs the count pulled. 16-1. South Nashville leads our team from Jackson. Here's the payoff. Popped him up on the infield. Third baseman asks for it and makes the play. That's Daniel Brooks, route number 2. Yeah, from this point, I get, Coach, you've done it. You've been on teams that have gone all the way to the state tournaments. You've been on teams where you had to rebuild a program. I guess at this point, what do you say? Just have fun?
Well, you always want to come to have fun, and you still play to win. And you say, hey, guys, we can still get some runs back. Let's get in the game.
Brings up Ben Severance. First pitch swinging, little ground ball to shortstop. Fielded cleanly and over to first base by Lane Forsythe on a gorgeous play. He charged that one and fired on the run, round number 3. So after 2.5 innings, it's South Nashville 16 and Madison Central American 1 on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
Since 1991, Bobby Green of Old Country Auto Sales has gained the reputation of supplying the area with a large assortment of late model pre-owned vehicles. Combined with the utmost in integrity, that's a rare combination. Bobby sold my high school graduate's first vehicle. 12 years later, my son's come back to Jackson with his family, and he's still driving that vehicle from Old Country Auto. We don't want to be the biggest, we just want to be the best. Old Country Auto, on the corner of Airways and the 45 bypass, or online at oldcountryauto.com.
Dr. Kim Howerton of Patient-Centered Physicians Care believes you should have sufficient time to discuss your medical needs with complete confidentiality with your doctor without being hurried. Dr. Kim Howerton designed her Patient-Centered Physicians Care practice to do just that. She limits her patient load to 20% of other physicians, dedicates at least 30 minutes to each visit, and works directly with you, not an insurance company, to determine the best treatment for your specific healthcare needs and goals. Patient-Centered Physicians Care, only for you. Call 215-2888 for details.
The Peggy Graves team is known as the area's most trusted real estate team. For 25 years, the Peggy Graves team has set the pace in residential sales in Jackson and surrounding counties. The Peggy Graves team finds the perfect home for buyers and gets homes sold quickly for sellers. Peggy Graves and her team have the knowledge and expertise in our real estate market to make your experience fast, easy, and simple. Contact Jackson's most trusted real estate team, the Peggy Graves team, 664-2342, or go online at peggygraves.com.
We head to the bottom of the third inning. South Nashville cruising right now with a 16-1 lead over our team from Jackson, the Madison Central American All-Stars. And we've got some changes. Here's Coach Joe with the changes to our lineup.
And Cade Granzo has come in from right field. He will be the new pitcher. Rooney has gone to center field, and Lanik is in right field.
Zach Timms, who led off with a home run for Madison Central, will lead off the third inning. First pitch right in there, called strike one. Is Granzo the young man who was throwing that knuckler? Coach,
I think he has one now.
Here's the 0-1 fastball. I tell you this.
Montiel has one, but he didn't throw but one tonight.
I don't know if Granzo has a knuckle. I do know he has a fastball. It's 0-2. Zach Tim stands in there, the 0-2. Little tapper down the third base line. It's foul. We'll do it again. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Coach Joe Holloway. And Rich It, the narrator, Barber. Executive producer, Jonathan Greer and Larry Wood, MCV. On the .5digital.com side, Paul Schultze and Lawson Mayer. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball, third base. Over to first. Plenty of time for round number one. You know, that was a little tougher play than it looked like by the third baseman over there for South Nashville. That's Joseph Waters.
Well, Timms has good speed, and he puts pressure on you.
That'll bring up Lane Forsythe, the shortstop. First pitch. Downstairs, ball one. What do you think, narrator? This South Nashville team, they may be the best team in America.
What I'm thinking is they playing on too small a ball field. They need a bigger park. That's where they need to play.
It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Fastball. Called strike one. It's 1-1.
Forsythe walked his last time up.
One out, bottom three, 16-1, South Nashville. 1-1, swing and a miss with the curveball. It's 1-2. Lane Forsythe is one heck of a baseball player. He's a battler. Great shortstop. Handles the stick very well. Here's the 1-2. Fouled it off, out of play. We'll do it again. Yeah, you know, it's once they get to Williamsport, the field, the dimensions, 220. I believe, or is it 225?
I believe it's down the lines. It's either 220 or 225, and it's a little deeper in center.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Line foul, first base line. When I played Little League and Coach Joe played, it was 180.
Yes.
What about you, narrator?
Man, I don't remember what the field was.
That means you never hit a home run.
Oh, no, I hit some.
No, he lit them up. He hit them so far it didn't matter
it didn't
where
make
the
no
fence
difference.
was.
Tell him, Coach. Yeah, y'all were jacking, boy.
That's a good recovery. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Well, many of you listening in Nashville will remember the name Ernest Fields, who When he ended his football career at the University of Tennessee, he was the second leading tackler of all time. I had 7 home runs my 12-year-old season in Little League, and I think that led the league. The next year, Ernest led the league with 21 home runs.
So he broke your record, Don.
Yeah. Here's a 2-2. Fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again.
I like what Granzow's doing, y'all. He's got that real exaggerated wind-up with a high leg kick, and better than anybody that's been on to that mound tonight, he's changing speeds.
He's tough to follow. If you're a batter, you've got to really focus. You're right, Rick.
Here's a 2-2. Downstairs, runs the count full. You know, all these bats that South Nashville have come in very handy, but you don't win it all just based on your hitting. And they've got it all. Pitching and hitting and coaching. Here's the payoff pitch. Bouncing ball, third base. Over to first for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Waters over at 3rd has a chance to tie a record that has been set by many. And this will bring up the 3-hole hitter, Tristan Cook, the catcher for Madison Central American.
And he's 0 for 1 tonight.
First pitch, that may have been the knuckle. Right in there, strike 1.
And again, sometimes you get caught up watching the exaggerated motion, and he's doing a good job of keeping people off balance.
Here's the 0-1, outside 1-1. Yeah, he really does, narrator and coach. He goes into it, takes his time, and in beautiful motion in that time. He let that one fly. The fastball is high. It's 2-1, but that had some smoke on it.
I'd say between 65 and 70 miles an hour, which is the equivalent of a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball in the majors.
2-1, fouled off. Back to the screen, it's 2-2. So at that distance, which is 45 feet, regulation Little League, you got to make a decision. You know, you got to be setting fastball and be ready to swing, you know, and then he comes with that herky-jerky motion, gets you off stride, and he's a tough man to hit. 2-2. Outside, runs the count full. Well, one less wasp in the world.
Good job.
It was either him or me. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. Round number 3. We move on to the 4th inning. It's South Nashville 16 and Madison Central American 1 on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
Discover the freedom of clear vision. The LASIK Center of Jackson wants you to see how easy and affordable it is to change your perspective on life with laser vision correction. If you dealt with poor vision for too long, life can be simple again. Dr. David Underwood has helped thousands of people improve their vision and their lives with LASIK. Let the LASIK Center of Jackson show you the way to clear vision. So what are you waiting for? Call the LASIK Center of Jackson and schedule your free consultation. Call 731-668-0064 or visit us online at LASIKofJackson.com.
Hi, this is Stephen Rich from the WD in the mall. At the WD, we specialize in every kind of accessory for your cell phone, smartphone, iPad, iPod, and more. But we don't charge the high prices the big guys do. At the WD, you get chargers for your car, home, cell phone cases, otter boxes, protective cases for your phone, iPad, iPod, plus holsters, screen protectors, and you save up to 50% or more. Come see us today at the WD in the mall, right in front of Victoria's Secret, or visit us online at WDJackson.com.
Some stores are too small with one focus, like spatulas, and some stores are so big they're not even sure what they carry. But Ace Hardware Jackson is just right. Looking for Bass Pro Fishing supplies or poles, hunting, fishing license? Ace is the place. Yeti coolers and supplies, Carpet Express carpet cleaner rentals, pool supplies, cabbage stain for house and decks, market umbrellas, banquet tables and chairs. You got it. Ace is the place. Locally owned and operated, open 7 days a week at 3315 North Highland Avenue in the former Wonder Bread store. Be sure to like us on Facebook at Ace of Jackson.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, some changes to the lineup for Madison Central American as we move on to the top of the 4th inning. Here's Coach Joe Holloway.
Davis Salee will take the mound. He had a good outing the other night. Anderson moves over to short. Forsythe is behind the plate now, Dan. And looks like that's Tim's on second. We'll check it and make sure. Cisco's still in right field.
Leading off
in left.
Leading off for South Nashville with his first at bat tonight is Mitch Lanick. Davis Salee, the big right-hander. Out of the windup, uncoils, fires, first pitch on the inside corner, called strike one. We're in the top of the fourth inning. It's South Nashville 16 and Madison Central American 1. Big crowd on hand here at Viewpoint Park. Line drive, center field and deep. That one's way back and gone. Mitch Lanick goes hammer time. Sponsored by Brassfield Construction. And South Nashville takes a 17-1 lead. Robson Toyota text line. Text us and let us know where you're watching tonight's game at 731-277-5155. We'll read your text on the air, 731-277-5155.
Number 3 to the
now
plate,
Christopher Rooney. Hitting from the right side, will bat with nobody out and nobody on base. First pitch, bouncing ball, third base. It hits the bag. And Rooney will pull up at first base with a single, and that's a play that's, I mean, Coach, you ain't going to make a play on that one. That caromed off the bag right back into the shin of third baseman Daniel Brooks. That's a sharp base hit down the line.
You'd have to be the Indian rubber man at a circus to make a play on
You're
that.
right. That brings up Aston Snyder, the leadoff man, a tough guy to handle at the plate. Hits from the right side. First pitch, line drive, base. Oh, I said base hit. That one carried all the way to deep left field, and it's caught out there for out number one. I mean, I thought that one was down, and it just kept going, Coach.
It sure did, and Snyder had been on base all 3 times, 2 hits and a walk, and that'll be the first time he's been retired tonight.
This brings up the dangerous Cade Granzo. This Robinson Toyota text says Dawson Conder has a knuckler. That's
Number
Dawson
9,
Conder,
Cade
that's
Granzo
right.
to play
Yes, he
for
does.
South
Boy, he's an
Nashville.
outstanding player, Dawson Conder. Davis Salee out of the windup, uncoils, fires, curveball, outside ball one, and there goes Rooney down to second base. Ball got past Forsythe, who's now catching for Madison Central American. Peggy Graves Real Estate, one of our sponsors. Peggy Graves Real Estate. Boy, they do a great job there. Here's the 1-0. Curveball to beauty, called strike one. We also thank Patient-Centered Physicians Care for all that they do. By Bobby Green's Old Country Auto. The Jackson Generals. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Line, left field, and deep. This one's way back, and this ball is gone. It's over the berm and into the trees out there at left center field, and it's another Brassfield Construction hammer time home run. Cade Granzo with a 2-1 homer, and South Nashville takes a 19-1 lead. Oh boy, this team is hitting their stride. And now Cade Reynolds will stand in there. 1 out. We're in the top of the fourth inning. And South Nashville with an 18-run lead. Curveball on the corner. Beautiful pitch called strike one.
Cade Reynolds 3 for 3 tonight. Scored 3 times. Hit a grand slam home run in the third.
Is that all?
That's all.
That's all he's done today. 0-1 on Granzo. Or pardon me. Oh, that one hit him in the helmet. That's Reynolds up there. Reynolds. Oh, now that's funny. Cade Reynolds, the curveball hit him in the helmet, and he tried to tell the umpire that it hit his bat because he wanted to stay in there and bat.
And Cade Reynolds, one other thing he's done well tonight. He's caught a good game, Dan.
Cade has caught a fantastic game and a fantastic state tournament. See, this brings up
24, Tui Cope.
Dawson Conder will step in there,
Conder to the plate for
hitting
South
from the
Nashville.
right side. Great looking athlete. Family watching in Texas. First pitch, beautiful curveball, strike one. This Robinson Toyota text comes in and says, thanks from Tullahoma Little League. We really appreciate the broadcast this week and the opportunity for our fans to watch our T-Town boys play baseball in the state tournaments. The 0-1, bouncing ball third base. Brooks has it. To second he goes. In time for out number 2. That text was sent in from the coach, Scott Farler. Coach Scott Farler says, you guys do a great job. Well, Coach, it was fantastic having Tullahoma in town. You guys represented the city of Tullahoma with a lot of class, and we hated to see you go.
Really did. I enjoyed talking to some of their fans after the game, and some great people, not just the team, but the people too.
That brings up Joseph Waters hitting from the left side of the plate with 2 outs and Condor on first base.
He's working on a 3-home run night, Dan. He had one in the first, second, and third inning. And he's got 6 RBIs.
How about that? First pitch of the dirt, ball 1. South Nashville looks for the world like they're going to be repeating as state champions, and we want to wish them a lot of luck as they represent the state of Tennessee down at Warner Robins in the regional. Here's the 1-0, upstairs 2-0. Now we love our local team here with Madison Central American, but you probably couldn't tell it by listening to the broadcast. We want to give you all a fair look at it. But we're all from Tennessee. So whoever wins this, we're going to be fans of the rest of the way.
Well, it's kind of like I try to educate Bass on you can't just be a Vanderbilt fan. You got to be an SEC fan.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Downstairs 3-0. You may as well be trying to teach a goat how to use the ATM.
What, an old goat like me now? I can use it.
No, I'm talking about an actual goat, the animal. 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Bouncing ball right side, gets through for a base hit. And rolling into right field, and Waters will pull up at first base with a single, and Condor will stop at second base in South Nashville. Leading 19-1. They'll have runners on first and second for Solani Herrera.
And Dan, these are 2 of the very fine teams in the state, but this is a well-constructed South Nashville American team.
There's a look at instant replay. We're getting set for football season. Paul Schultze, first pitch to Herrera, fell back to the screen. It's 0-1. I got to tell you, Paul Schultze, our production company manager, and Worthy Road Studios, Lawson man, and also working is Taylor Swift. Is that who's working with us tonight? Who is it, Paul?
Caleb Pettigrew.
Caleb Pettigrew, not Taylor Swift. What a great job our team does. The 0-2 bounce to short. Over to first to retire this side. Nice job by Malachi Anderson. And we'll move on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Madison Central American has their work cut out for this game going to end in the 4th. It's 19-1 South Nashville on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and .5digital.com.
The next 60 seconds could save one of your lives out there. Seabass here for Preventagenics, and as many of you know, I was very sick a few months ago. To be honest, I was pretty scared. I got out of the hospital and knew some things had to change. That's when I put Jeff Young of Preventagenics on the case. Preventagenics is dedicated to help its patients work to help prevent as well as treat heart attacks, strokes, as well as focusing on general health, wellness, weight loss, and diabetes management. Guys, the warning signs your body is giving you are just that, warnings. It won't just go away. I've never experienced anything in healthcare like Jeff Young and Preventagenics. They're located at 162 Murray Guard Drive. Call today for an appointment at 300-0044. And introducing a brand new Preventagenics location at 210 North Liberty Street in downtown Jackson. Find them online at prevent.rocks.com. And as Jeff Young always says, he wants to see you before you get sick. Preventagenics, keeping you young at heart. As a business owner, Mike Hines of Minuteman Press understands the importance of time-saving business forms that organize, streamline, and professionally present your business to clients. Minuteman Press has products to fit any budget. Mike offers solutions, service, and timely delivery of business forms, cards, stationery, and presentations. Contact Mike Hines of Minuteman Press to save you time and money when it comes to your business forms. Call 664-5880 or go online to jackson.minutemanpress.com.
On to the bottom of the fourth inning, leading off for Madison Central American is Daniel Brooks, who's had a fantastic postseason, including the state tournaments. We also have some changes for South Nashville, and here's Coach Joe Holloway.
Well, Dan, I was totaling up, so I do not have all. I know Granzo is over at third base.
Joseph Waters takes the mound.
Joseph Waters has taken the mound.
So Joseph Waters on the pitching mound here for South Nashville. Waters uncoils, fires, swinging a miss at strike one. Pleasure to have Keith Wish with us here, District Administrator, Little League Baseball. He's been here all week long for the state tournaments. Here's the 0-1. Popped it up, right side, twisting foul out of play. Well, Keith, let me tell you, we have had so much fun here this week for the state tournaments.
Well, Dan and Coach Holloway, we've had an excellent time. I want to tell you, we started 5 days ago, and we're at the championship game now, and I can't tell you how thankful we are and how grateful we are for all the help that we've got from Madison Central and the umpires and both of you. This has been spectacular, and this has put us on the map in West Tennessee by being able to stream this, and I thank 101.5 for doing this. This has brought Little League Baseball back to West Tennessee and Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, Keith, I just got cold chills, man. Thank you.
It was very kind.
It's been our pleasure. I'm telling you.
Well, I was president of the league for about 15 years, and I've been a DA for...
Here's Brooks, grounded to shorts. Over to first base for out number one. So Daniel Brooks. What a run here for this Madison Central American team, as Brooks probably have just batted the final time in his Little League career. That'll bring up Davis Salee. Davis hits from the right side with one gone and nobody on base in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch, fastball, outside corner, called strike one. South Nashville cruising 19-1, but nothing to be ashamed of if you're Madison Central American. This may be the best team in America. Bouncer back to the mound, fielded cleanly over to first base by Waters for out number two. And Keith, that's one thing to keep in mind. This may be the best baseball team in the world.
Yes, and I was at the World Series last 2 years and saw South Nashville there. And if they do make it, I wish they the best of luck to them. Like I said, I've been DA for 5 years, a president of the league, Little League for about 15, and I haven't seen a better tournament. We scored a lot of runs. It was enjoyable. We've had a great tournament, and I'm so proud that it's ending tonight on this note, sending somebody to Warren Robins, Georgia for the region.
Absolutely. Here's Andrew Coy. First pitch is strike, second one swing and a miss, and Coy and Madison Central American down to the final strike. Because of the run roll, it's 19-1 South Nashville. Waters uncoils, fires, call strike three. And ladies and gentlemen, your state champions, Little League Majors, Tennessee State champions, South Nashville.
South Nashville.
Boy, Keith, I tell you, man, I know you got to go present some awards, but if you have any more information, we want to make sure that you get any information out of the air here.
Yeah, please go ahead and call me if you have any inquiries about Little League Baseball. But Little League Baseball's back in West Tennessee, and we're proud, and thank both of you for everything you've done.
Keith, it's our pleasure. Thanks for having us. We really enjoyed it.
We did. Keith, great job.
Yeah, thank you.
I know Little League's going to expand, too.
Yeah, we sure wanted to.
Thank you, Keith.
See you.
Keith Wish doing a great job, District Administrator, Little League Baseball. 19-1, not the way we wanted it to end, but Madison Central American has nothing to hang their heads about, Coach. They made it to the state championship game, and they're the only team in this tournament that gave South Nashville a game. They didn't do it today, but they did it a couple of games ago.
Well, it comes down to this. Number one, your winner is undefeated. And the only 2 losses that Madison County has in this tournament is to Madison Central. The only team to score. So you got the 2 best. Tullahoma finishes 3rd.
Yeah. So South Nashville, the only team to knock off Madison Central American. And South Nashville may very well be the best Little League baseball team on planet Earth. Nothing to hang your head about.
For the old-timers here in Jackson, they are a lot like the 64 team that had Steve Thompson and David Glover in it. There were no weak spots.
So you know how good they were. Yeah,
yes.
We'll kill the field, Mike, there. We'll take a 4-minute timeout, and we'll come back, and Coach Joe Holloway will have the totals, the highlights, and the player of the game. You're listening to Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and .5digital.com.
The Moore Studio has been a West Tennessee tradition for over 100 years, and we're still going strong, offering all kinds of professional photography, specializing in portrait and event photography. We feature studio and outdoor portraits and cover events like weddings, class reunions, and other celebrations. Our unique outdoor Liberty Street Gardens affords many opportunities for beautiful portrait settings in the heart of downtown Jackson. In addition, we are experienced in commercial and website photography. 427-1296.
The life insurance business is a lot like, well, life. It feels good to be recognized for a job well done. Like when you get that world's greatest mom mug. At State Farm, it's the same kind of feeling we get when customers rate us highest in customer satisfaction among life insurance providers by J.D. Power. Talk to State Farm agent downtown Allen Brown and find out how good it can feel to be protected with State Farm Life Insurance. Call Allen at 300-4444 or visit him downtown in the shops at Jackson Walk.
The first thing people notice when they pull up to your home or business is what it looks like on the outside. How the grass looks. Is it pleasing to the eye? Boykins Mowing and Landscape has been keeping their customers satisfied for over a decade. Licensed and bonded, Boykins can improve the health and quality of your lawn today. From mowing and weed control to mulching and stump grinding, Boykins does it all. Call Boykins Mowing and Landscaping at 394-7249 and let them set you up on a plan that works for you. Boykins, the only name you need to know in lawn care.
The University School of Jackson is a distinctive college preparatory school that seeks to instill a passion for academic excellence and lifelong learning so each student will reach his or her maximum potential. The USJ class of 2015 had 73 members and was awarded over $7 million in scholarships. USJ has an outstanding performing arts department and regularly performs in their 500-seat theater. At USJ, over 70% of our student body competes in athletics in state-of-the-art facilities. To learn more or to join the USJ family, visit USJBruins.org.
University School of Jackson, an education for a lifetime.
Mom, I'm so bored.
Well, Mom, it's going to be a long summer, but it doesn't have to be. Gather up the kids and head to Sky Zone in Jackson. Sky Zone on East Park Square next to Pringles Park in the Jackson Sportsplex is Northwest Tennessee's premier indoor trampoline park, featuring ultimate dodgeball, a foam zone, sky slam, and open jump. No room for boredom at Sky Zone, and it's a great place for birthday parties, too. This could be the ultimate summer at Sky Zone in Jackson. Visit them on Facebook for park times and specials.
Yay, Sky Zone! This is the best summer ever!
This is attorney Bradley Owens of Hardy Martin, Donahoe, Owens & Wright. We're a full-service law firm located in Jackson and Trenton, handling all types of legal matters, including personal injury, workers' compensation, divorce and family law, bankruptcy, Social Security disability, and criminal defense. Let Hardy Martin, Donahoe, Owens & Wright solve all your legal problems. Call us today at 424-2151.
Tipping the scales in your favor.
It's a summer to savor at Marco's Pizza. Right now, get our extra large one-topping pizza for just $12.99 and choose any topping you want. And add a little something sweet to your summer with Marco's new S'mores Brownie and Double Chocolate Brownie. Both are made with the finest chocolate chips and drizzled with decadent chocolate sauce. In the spirit of summer, our S'mores Brownie is topped with marshmallows and graham cracker sprinkles. Savor summer with Marco's extra large flavor at an extra special price.
Marco's Pizza, Van Drive at the College in front of the Home Depot. Call 300-0400 or online at marcos.com.
Birthday parties with the Jackson Generals are a home run. Each party includes pizza, drinks, cake, baseball, monkey bars, fun zone inflatables, and on Saturdays, fireworks. And just when you're ready to pick up and leave, remember that we handle all the cleaning up. At only $12 per child, get peace of mind. And more info by calling 988-5299. That's 988-5299. Or going online to jacksongeneralsbaseball.com.
And back at Pewborn Park, home of the state tournament, Tennessee State Little League 12-year-old state tournament. We have just had a dominant performance put on by the South Nashville American League team over a very good. In the last two nights, we've seen the three best 12-year-old teams in the state of Tennessee, as they proved by their actions. And, of course, tonight there were two, and now there is one. And South Nashville American will move on to the regional tournament in Warner Robins. Let's give you some totals on tonight's game, and we hope to have manager Mercado up here to talk with us tonight before it's over with. For Madison Central, Zach Timms was 1 for 2 tonight. He led off the bottom half of the first with a home run. Lane Forsythe 0 for 1 with a walk. Tristan Cook was 0 for 2. Danielle Brooks 0 for 2. Landon Lambert 0 for 1. Davis Salee 0 for 1. Carter Craig was 0 for 1. Andrew Coy 0 for 1. Benjamin Whitnell 0 for 1. Will Cisco was 0 for 0 as he walked in the second inning. Walker Moore 0 for 1. And for a total of 1 run on 1 hit. Matter of fact, the leadoff hit was the only hit, and Madison Central only had 1 other base runner. For South Nashville, Eston Snyder was 2 for 3. He scored once in the ball game. Cade Granzo had a home run. He was 2 for 3. Cade Reynolds was 3 for 3 with a home run, one of those being a grand slam. Dawson Condor 3 for 4 with a home run, scored 3 times. Joseph Water, who is our Great American Sports Player of the Game, 6 RBIs, 3 home runs, 4 for 4 on the night, and he pitched the last inning. Swanee Herrera was 0 for 4 tonight. Ben Severt was 0 for 3 tonight. Taylor Montiel 0 for 1. Mitch Lanick 1 for 1. Tui Cope 1 for 2. And Chris Rooney 1 for 1. Total of 19 runs, 17 hits. And you are seeing the Madison County team get their second place awards. And then they will give that, and the South Nashville kids clapping for them. And both teams have a lot of respect for each other, and part of that sportsmanship and respect is part of what Little League Baseball is about. And now they're going to award the South Nashville team. I believe they get the medals, and you'll see the district director, Keith Wish, placing that on the head of each one, and a nice gesture. The young men from South Nashville American going by and giving the bump with the fist, which is traditional with the kids now. We used to, high five has kind of gone out, and they give you the hand bump or the closed fist bump. And it was a great tournament here in Jackson, Tennessee. Hopefully all of you people listening or watching on .5 digital or listening on 101.5 FM will make a trip to Jackson one day. And great state tournament. The rains held off today, and a wonderful thing, and we'll kind of keep it here and let you see each one of them. Ben Severance getting his. I probably should have called the names out, but we want to get the stats. South Nashville won their first 2 games 17-0 and 11-0. Then they beat the Jackson or Madison County Central team 17-8. That game was close for a while. It was 8-7 going into the 5th inning. And you see Mitch Lanick, who had a home run late, or had a big hit late, I believe. He had a home run in his 1-for-1 plate appearance. And Christopher Rooney, who went 1 for 1. But tonight Jackson couldn't put the runs on, and South Nashville could. And both teams have great pitching. Playing that extra game kind of extended the Madison Central team's pitching. But great pitching, though, for South Nashville. And they've got plenty to head to Warner Robins, Georgia. Tell you what we're going to do. Let's take a 2-minute break. A 2-minute break, and we'll come back on .5 Digital and News Talk 101.5.
Since 1991, Bobby Green of Old Country Auto Sales has gained a reputation of supplying the area with a large assortment of late-model pre-owned vehicles. Combined with the utmost in integrity, that's a rare combination. Bobby sold my high school graduate's first vehicle. 12 years later, my son's come back to Jackson with his family, and he's still driving that vehicle from Old Country Auto. We don't want to be the biggest, we just want to be the best. Old Country Auto, on the corner of Airways and the 45 bypass, or online at oldcountryauto.com.
Dr. Howerton at Patient-Centered Physicians Care is committed to unhurried, compassionate, and affordable health care. She dedicates at least 30 minutes to each visit. You have time to talk about your concerns and needs, and you can afford this type of health care. It costs less than a cup of coffee per day. Together, you and Dr. Howerton determine how to meet your health care goals. Call 731-215-2888 or visit pc3md.com to learn more about this type of personalized and affordable health care.
The Peggy Graves team is known as the area's most trusted real estate team. For 25 years, the Peggy Graves team has set the pace in residential sales in Jackson and surrounding counties. The Peggy Graves team finds the perfect home for buyers and gets homes sold quickly for sellers. Peggy Graves and her team have the knowledge and expertise in our real estate market to make your experience fast, easy, and simple. Contact Jackson's most trusted real estate team, the Peggy Graves team, 664-2342, or go online at peggygraves.com.
Discover the freedom of clear vision. The LASIK Center of Jackson wants you to see how easy and affordable it is to change your perspective on life with laser vision correction. If you dealt with poor vision for too long, life can be simple again. Dr. David Underwood has helped thousands of people improve their vision and their lives with LASIK. Let the LASIK Center of Jackson show you the way to clear vision. So what are you waiting for? Call the LASIK Center of Jackson and schedule your free consultation. Call 731-668-0064 or visit us online at LASIKofJackson.com.
And back at Pewborn Park, where the Tennessee State 12-year-old championship game has just been played. And from District 7, South Nashville American has won the title 19-1 over Madison County Central, but there are no losers in Little League Baseball. Matter of fact, every young man, even on the teams that had been eliminated before this, they're all winners. And we thought we might be able to get the coaches on. It depends on time constraints, and we'll check with Dan Reeves about that. But right now, something important to both teams. They're getting pictures made, and, of course, South Nashville was presented the state championship banner, which they will hang proudly at their ballpark. And like I said, if you're watching on .5 Digital, you can see that both teams are out there and they're getting them lined up for pictures. And I'm not sure whether we'll get to do those interviews or not. But it's been a fun tournament. Had no rainouts in the tournament, and that's highly unusual. And a lot of great umpiring, a lot of great playing by the players. You heard Keith Wish earlier, the district director. And like I said, we'd like to invite any of y'all listening out in Radio Land or on the internet to come by Jackson, Tennessee. We'll remind you that on .5 Digital we have games, football games and basketball games on there that are archived, and we'll have these tournament games archived. They'll all be up, and you'll be able to go back and watch these. And if you get hold of our sports director, Dan Reeves, I know that he will be able to put you in touch with Paul Schultze if you'd like copies of those games. And I think Paul's going to try to take care of those things like that. And that's something, these kids, this is a memory. No matter whether you're on the winning or losing team, making it this far, doing a great job. And someday, and as a grandparent, I get my daughter's old films out from when she played sports, and I like to watch those. But what a tournament. We saw a great display of power tonight, good pitching, and as all good Tennesseans should do, we need to all get behind the South Nashville team. Wish them good luck down at Warner Robins. And I tell you what, while we check up on a few details and see if we can get Coach Chris Mercado on and possibly Shane Cisco, let's take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to .5 Digital and News Talk 101.5 FM.
Some stores are too small with one focus, like spatulas, and some stores are so big they're not even sure what they carry. But Ace Hardware Jackson is just right. Looking for Bass Pro Fishing supplies or poles, hunting, fishing license? Ace is the place. Yeti coolers and supplies, Carpet Express carpet cleaner rentals, pool supplies, cabbage stain for house and decks, market umbrellas, banquet tables and chairs. You got it. Ace is the place. Locally owned and operated, open 7 days a week at 3315 North Highland Avenue in the former Wonder Bread store. Be sure to like us on Facebook at Ace of Jackson.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
As a business owner, Mike Hines of Minuteman Press understands the importance of time-saving business forms that organize, streamline, and professionally present your business to clients. Minuteman Press has products to fit any budget. Mike offers solutions, service, and timely delivery of business forms, cards, stationery, and presentations. Contact Mike Hines of Minuteman Press to save you time and money when it comes to your business forms. Call 664-5880 or go online to jackson.minutemanpress.com. The Moore Studio has been a West Tennessee tradition for over 100 years, and we're still going strong, offering all kinds of professional photography, specializing in portrait and event photography. We feature studio and outdoor portraits and cover events like weddings, class reunions, and other celebrations. Our unique outdoor Liberty Street Gardens affords many opportunities for beautiful portrait settings in the heart of downtown Jackson. In addition, we are experienced in commercial and website photography. 427-1296.
So you've cut back on everything from lattes to lunches, but if you're still coming up short at the end of the month, try this. Give State Farm agent downtown Allen Brown in Jackson a call for a free discount double check. He'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies could save you hundreds of dollars a year, because being there to help keep more of your money in your pocket is why Allen is here. Call 300-4444 or visit downtownallenbrown.com today.
Well, Coach, I can't believe it's all over. By the way, this is WNWS-FM in Jackson, Tennessee. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Coach Joe Holloway. South Nashville wins it. They win it big, 19-1. They move on to Warner Robins down in Georgia to play for the region title. They win that one. They move on to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Well, I think they've got a great chance of moving on, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Hope to see them playing in that Saturday game on ABC Sports.
Yes, we're going to root for them. They're the Tennessee State champions. But let me call the names of all these kids from Madison Central American. Zach Timms, Lane Forsythe, Tristan Cook, Daniel Brooks, Landon Lambert, Carter Craig, Benjamin Whitnell, Will Cisco, Walker Moore, Malachi Anderson, Davis Salee, Andrew Coy. What a year. All the way to the state championship game, and the only team that gave any type of resistance to this great South Nashville team is the one from Madison County, Tennessee. The coaches, the managers, Shane Cisco. The coaches, Bart Whitnell and Ben Vargason. Just a class operation, and they performed beautifully. For South Nashville, Eston Snyder, Cade Granzo, Cade Reynolds, Dawson Condor, Joseph Waters, Sawani Herrera, Ben Severance, Taylor Montiel, Tui Cope, Mitch Lannick, Christopher Rudy, the manager, Chris Mercata, and the coaches, Judd Granzo and Grant Martin. Class acts all the way around. Our friends in Tullahoma and in Bristol, and where else, Coach?
Gallatin.
Gallatin.
And, of course, out of Knoxville, Carnes team.
Carnes was here.
Bristol was here, if you
Bristol.
didn't mention.
We saw Bristol, yeah.
And I've got to say this. The people in Nashville, you need to do something. This is a special bunch of young men. Madison County, if you don't, you've got 3 teams. You've got 2 champions and a runner-up. You need to do something for those folks, too. They are super people. We had a 6-year-old state champion, a 7- and 8-year-old state champion, and the 12-year-old runner-up. And South Nashville, get behind your team. Of course, they may be holding off for a bigger celebration.
Yeah, they are something else. So, you know, this text came in. Robinson joined the text line, said, very exciting to hear and see the game. We say hi from Houston, Texas, watching South Nashville, and especially our grandson, Dawson Condor. Dawson Condor has a knuckler, and Dawson's grandfather, Ken, played in the minors with the Chicago Cubs back in the 1960s. Boy, you can tell he came from great pedigree. He's an outstanding young man, a great baseball player, and just a nice kid. Thanks from Tullahoma Little League. We really appreciate the broadcast this week and the opportunity for our fans to watch our T-Town boys play ball this week in the state tournaments. Coach Scott Fowler sent that. He says you guys do a great job. And, Coach, you did as well, so thank you very much. Joining us now on the broadcast is the manager for this South Nashville All-Star team, Chris Mercado joining us here in the postgame. Hey, Chris, congratulations, man.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Well deserved. You can tell the hard work that you and your kids put into it.
Well, it's the little things that make the difference in your team, the bunting, the covering first base if you're the pitcher and if it's to the right side of the infield. You've got a lot of talent, but that doesn't take you all the way with talent alone. You do the little things, and you can tell you guys have worked really well with these kiddos.
Well, I appreciate it. These guys they have worked hard for several weeks and put in the hard work. They deserve every bit of this. I want to say Madison Central, they're a great team, and they hosted really, really well and did a great job with this state tournament.
Chris Mercado, the manager for South Nashville. Now, South Nashville, where do you guys play your regular season games? What part of Nashville?
Well, it's south of Nashville. It's kind of close to Brentwood, and in between Brentwood and Antioch. We play at Tusculum Elementary School. That's where we call home. And, we had several teams, and we had a great season this last year.
Well, it must be quite a little league right there to win that little league championship.
Well, it is. I've got to ask Chris about your emblem. I love it. That goes on your jerseys and on T-shirts, etc., like that. You've got the baseball stitches in there, but I'm going to let him describe it. It's an excellent emblem.
Well, it's the little Superman logo, I guess. We have a little extra power, hopefully.
Well, it worked. Don't change it.
Well, those things are significant, though, sometimes.
Yeah, well, the kids like it. That's what it's all about. As long as they like it, they're having a good time with it,
Well, Coach, you guys really representing Nashville with a lot of class. It's been a pleasure to cover your team here this week in Jackson. So I got to say, even though our home team was eliminated by you guys, we're really pulling for you down at Warner Robins and all the way to, hopefully, the World Series again.
Oh, we would love to have that opportunity. We know we got our hands full with Warner Robins, with all those teams. Our region's like one of the toughest regions. And you got to have a little luck, and you just got to have the right guy at the right time, and the guys have to be hot to pull that off. You can't make the little mistakes and give people a second chance because they have those guys that can throw that hard and hit the ball that far. So.
What's the difference when you move from the state tournament to the regional? When you have all these state champions meeting down there, what kind of step up is it in competition?
Well, Tennessee has got a lot of great teams. Madison Central's a great team. But you're going to face several more pitchers that have that, have that guy, throwing 70, 75, that's nasty, and that can take the game all by himself. You see a lot of these guys pitching a lot of different pitchers and trying to move them in and out. A lot of when you get there, they kind of stick. They have two or three. And so they stick with that guy the whole game, and they can win that ball game without having to. And then they go with that next ace. So if you're deep, you can make it a long way. If you try to get creative with it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
So.
Chris, the pitch count really comes. It started coming into play in this tournament, but I figure it really comes into play down there because you've got to have the right man at the right time, and you hope you don't really want to use more than 15 pitches an inning.
Well, and that's our goal. We try to stay between 15 and 12. We try to talk to our pitchers around, getting ahead on the count and stuff like that. And we're still working on that. We were walking too many guys as of right now, but, we're going to keep on working on that. But pitching, you have to keep the count. You got to know what the kind of the game plan. If it goes awry or if you're going good, you got to have a game plan before because it'll get you.
The manager for South Nashville, Chris Mercado. Is it Mercado or Mercado?
Mercado.
Mercado joining us on the postgame show. Chris, we talked about the jump from state tournament to the regionals. What's it like from the regionals to the World Series?
Well, really, it's not much of a difference because our region is the toughest region. So basically, if you win the region, you're basically one of the picks to win the World Series because of our region is, with Florida and Georgia and Virginia's had a real good team the last couple of years. Those are just powerhouses, and they have those kids. So, and the Southeast is always in the mix.
So what are we, 8 teams as well down in the regional tournament?
8 teams.
Made up of Southeastern teams.
Yep.
Southeastern Conference teams, basically, I guess.
Yeah.
And Virginia.
Yeah, it's West Virginia, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. I think that's about it. So, yeah.
And Tennessee. Here's our state champions. Coach,
I want to give him a chance to say anything he wants to his fans back in Nashville, because we got some listening.
Well, I mean, y'all did a great coverage, man. I really, really appreciate that. So our people at home can watch. Give a shout out to also the other players that played for us the last couple of years. They really came. They came out to support the team the other night. From 2 years ago. I'm getting phone calls from these guys. I love those guys. Don't be shy. Come back and see us. We're gonna do some things. We also. Dude, it costs a lot of money to go to Warner Robins.
Boy.
So what we have to get on is the sponsorship and doing those kind of things, so we can, make it easy for our guys to have that opportunity and for the families to get over there. So, again, thank you guys for putting on this show.
Well, let's get back with your team. Chris Mercado, the manager for South Nashville, the Tennessee state champions. I know that sounds good.
Yes, sir.
When does the regional start?
Oh, man, we got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's August 7th. So,
August 7th.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'm going to get your phone number before you leave, and you can let us know any way we can help you. But congratulations, and again, we enjoyed having you guys in town.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Chris, thank you so much, and good luck to you down at Warner Robins.
Definitely good luck.
Well, that'll do it for us here from Pew Boyne Park. I want to thank Shane Cisco, the president Cisco, president of Madison County Little League. He also was the manager for the great Madison Central All-Star team. We want to thank all the umpires that did so well. Chad Goff and Devo. Jerry did a great job. And who's some other umpires? I don't leave them out.
Chad Goff, Kessler.
Charles Farrell.
Charles was here early. Tommy Dean.
Tommy Dean was
Seems like
here.
I'm still leaving somebody
Kessler.
out.
So a lot of great umpires here. A lot of great men that sacrifice their time for the betterment of these youngsters, and it's greatly appreciated. It really is. As Coach Mercado gets the Gatorade bath from his players.
Did, but he deserves it, and he enjoyed every second. Dan, something you said to me is very prophetic. You thought your Little League coach only job was to coach you. People don't realize these men have their own jobs. They get no pay for coaching the Little League. It's all volunteer time. And folks, be kind to your Little League coaches. Say something nice to them, not just when they win, but all the time, because they give.
Absolutely, Coach. They'll never be forgotten, man. You'll remember the rest of your life. So that'll do it for us. Jonathan Greer, our executive producer. Wonderful job as always, Jonathan. For Coach Joe Holloway. For Seabass, who produced some of these games for us. For Lawson Mann on the .5digital.com side, along with Paul Schultze, Caleb Pettigrew, who was here tonight, Michael Osborne, and all the crew here at 101.5 FM and .5digital.com. A job well done. My name's Dan Reeves, and most of all, we thank you for listening and watching. And that'll do it for us. State tournament in the books. South Nashville, your state champion. Till tomorrow, we say good night from Pew Boyne Park.
This is WNWS FM Jackson.